Today I filmed another makeup look for you all. I decided to do more of a cat feline look to it with the nice sharp wing liner, and then I even brought out it right here to the sides. I've never done this before. This is my first time attempting this look. I really liked how it turned out. This eye was like when I first started to do it, so the inner part is a little, but this one's my favorite. So I hope you guys enjoy this look. I really had fun creating it because it's something new that I've done on my channel, something new that I've done personally. If you want to see how I created this look, then please continue to watch. Alright, so now that I'm back on camera looking a hot mess, let's tear myself from a 10 to an 11. So I'm going to start out with primer, of course. For my primer, I'm using the Wet n Wild Coverall primer. I like this so much for just like smoothing out my skin. I feel like, it doesn't do much for like sticking my foundation on my skin all day long, but it helps like glide my foundation on my skin a lot better. And that's why I like this primer so much. Okay, so for foundation, I'm mixing two again today. The first one I'm mixing is the Maybelline Fit Me. This one is in 210 Shady Beige. And then this is a lighter one, but I really like this formula. This is the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Foundation, and this is in the color 30 Warm Nude. This is like my favorite concealer. Like, I have the concealer of this foundation, so I love this foundation as well, but it's also like too light, so yeah. So I'm gonna mix these two on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply it on my face. I'm gonna use a synthetic brush, and then I'm going to use my beauty blender to really get it into the skin. So white. I applied too much of that light concealer. Now for concealer, I'm also mixing two as well. The two that I'm mixing are the two that I use the least. So I'm kind of like trying to get back into the routine of trying out new products instead of sticking with my same Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Concealer that I absolutely love. So I'm trying to branch out of that. So the first concealer I'm taking, this is my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC35. I have not used this concealer in a long time. I remember when I first got it, that's all I used, and then I stopped using it. And then the second concealer to lighten it up because it is pretty dark. I think when I first got this concealer, I was a lot more tan. I got this concealer around the summertime. And yeah, I was a lot more tan, so yeah. But I still want to use it today, so that's why I'm mixing it with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in 15 Fair, which is actually way too light to use for a concealer for me personally, just a concealer, because it looks literally just white onto my skin. So I'm going to mix the two together, and hopefully it comes out with like a fabulous combo. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and apply lip balm on because my lips are feeling extra dry. So I'm going to go in with my, you guessed it, Carmex lip balm and apply it on my lips. Concealer, I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Coloricon Contouring Palette in Caramel Toffee, and I'm going to pick the highlighting shade up right here, and then this shade is just going to, because I feel like that concealer wasn't as bright as I normally go for an under eye concealer, so this is just going to kind of brighten it up just a little bit more too as well. Go ahead and start on the eyes now that I have majority of the face finished. Now I'm going to zoom you guys in, and then, you know what? I think I'm going to do my brows first. Rewind. I'm going to go ahead and do my brows real quick because I just gotta look at them. I'm going to use the Salon Perfect Brow Pomade in dark brown. I've actually recently gone back to this brow pomade since I've ran out of my my Maybelline precision brow pencil. So I was using a shadow at first just because I was testing out, because a lot of people that I've noticed, a lot of my friends, they use like eyeshadow to fill in their brows, and I've never used that before, so I was trying that out. I didn't really like it because it made my brows look a lot powdery. Like if I was powdering my face to set it, and then the powder gets in your eyebrows before you do your eyebrows, obviously, and your eyebrows almost look like ashy, kind of like you barely have brows, and they just look like they got powder all over them. Yeah, it kind of looked like that, so I really did stick with that long, and I went back to this brow pomade, which was what I was using before I used the pencil. So I like this, even though the one thing I don't like about pomades is they dry a lot. They dry out a lot, and it's so stressful because I don't want to be buying a new, because I'll use them every single day. It's just that, you know, I don't use the big bunch, like a big glop of it to do my brows. I don't need a lot, you know. First of all, I already have bushy AF eyebrows, so I don't need a lot of brow pomade. I just need enough to fill in my sparse areas and to, you know, sculpt them out a little bit. And that way, because of that, it dries out a lot, and it's so irritating to me, and it's so stressful. But I am gonna run my NYX tinted brow mascara through them in espresso to kind of lay them down a lot flatter, especially this one over here. And then this just helps like get more color in the front end of my brows, because I don't want to put too much color through there, because then it can almost look like they're boxed in. Alright, so starting off the eyes, concealing them, of course. This is the Hard Candy Glamoflauge Heavy Duty Concealer. This is like, I don't use this concealer as like a concealer to highlight or to hide blemishes. I literally use this concealer for my eyeshadows because it makes my eyeshadows last so freaking long. I freaking love it for that. I'm gonna go ahead and blend it with my fingers. I'm gonna go into the Too Faced matte eyeshadow palette, and I'm picking up this shade Toffee Soleil or whatever. I always use this shade every time I use this palette, and even when I don't use it, I always use this shade to set my the concealer on my eyelids, or I'll use like a normal face powder or something. But this shade is like the thing I always want to use, because it's like exactly my eyelid color, and it gives it such a softer look. I've noticed using like eyeshadows can almost be as better with setting powder or with setting concealers like this than powders, because it looks a lot more softer, whereas like a powder, it can look a lot powdery. So yeah. So now I'm going to go into the Anastasia contour kit. I've been using this a lot recently. When I first got it, I used it all the time, and then I kind of sat beside and started using other stuff, but I've been recently going back to this. But I'm going to pick up the bronzer shade right here in Havana. I want a nice warm like crease, so I'm really going in with this because it's so warm, and this is just going to, you know, give me the look I want. So now I'm going to jump back into the Too Faced matte eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to pick up the color Coffee Bean, and I'm going to really focus this color into the crease and a little bit on the outer V. For my lid shade, I want something that's like, not sparkly, but I want something that's going to give me a nice sheen, but I don't want like glitter or sparkles. So for that, I'm going to go in with the highlighter shade in the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, and this is in the color Sand, and I'm just going to put this on my eyelid, really mainly just focusing it into the center area. I'm going to go back in that same brush that I use to put cocoa bean onto the lid. I'm just going to pick up a little bit more of cocoa bean and really put this back into the crease, because when I put the lid shade on, sometimes it will fall into the crease. So I just want to deepen the crease up a little bit more with cocoa bean. Now we're going to go ahead and focus on to the lower lash line now before I do anything else. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to go back into the shade Havana from the Anastasia Contour Kit. And I'm going to really smoke this down there. I gotta scoot up for this. Cocoa bean, and with this I'm going to really focus this onto the lower lash line. I'm not going to smoke it out. I just want a really nice defined lower lash line. Brush now with that cocoa bean, and I'm going to not so much bring this above right here by my inner tear duct, but I'm going to kind of bring it outward so then I have a little bit of piece of clear skin just showing right there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just watch and I'll show you. I'm going to go in with liner. I'm taking the NYC liquid liner, and I'm going to line my lips and do a winged eyeliner, but I'm also going to do something I've never done before, and I'm going to sharpen the liner right here by my inner tear duct. My inner tear ducts are really round, so I'm just going to sharpen them out and just make it look more like feline look, you know what I'm saying? So. My liner on, it looks so feline look. I'm gonna go back into the Anastasia kit, and I'm picking up sand, and I'm really gonna put sand right here in this little gap right here. And then for my waterline, I'm gonna go ahead and use a nude liner. This is the Rimmel Extravagant liner in 213 in the nude. And do lashes. I'm not going to do any falsies or anything. I really don't use a lot of false lashes, just because not so much I don't know how to put them on, it's just I haven't found any lashes that feel comfortable. Like, I want any false eyelashes that does not feel like I'm wearing them, you know what I'm saying? And I haven't found any like that. They all feel heavy on my eyelids. It's hard for me to open my eyes, and it just feels, it almost irritates my eyes. So when I find a lash like that, I'll probably feature it all the time. But for right now, I'm going to curl my lashes, and then I'm going to use a mascara. And for my mascara, I'm taking my L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara in Carbon Black. We're back. So I desperately need some bronzer. So for my bronzer, I'm picked the warmest bronzer that I own as of right now that doesn't have so much like sheen in it. It's just like a matte warm bronzer because I wanted a nice warm face to match my warm eyes. So for that, I picked the M.A.C Studio Bronzer. This is a bronzer I actually got at Ross or TJ Maxx, one of the stores like that, like one of the department stores. My hair looks so weird. But, and I'm just going to really warm up the face a lot with this bronzer. Go back into the Wet n Wild coloricon. I'm going to pick that nice light shadow up again, and I'm just going to slide this underneath the contour to kind of help clean it up just a little bit. So now I'm going to jump into blush. For my blush, I'm using my Milani Baked Blush. This is my favorite blush as of right now. This is in Bellissimo Bronze. Oh, it's so gorgeous. For highlight, I'm going to take this E.L.F. Golden Bronzer in Golden. This is, look at y'all. Would you, look how shimmery and just sparkly this is. Would you really use this as a bronzer? No, I use it as a highlighter. So today I'm gonna be a little rebel. I'm gonna mix them all together because why the freak not? And I'm just gonna place it on my cheekbones. Lips. I'm gonna use a lip liner today, one of my favorite lip liners. This is the NYX retractable lip liner in Nutmeg. I filled my lips in with that, but I want to do something a little bit more glossier and a little bit more pinkish, but it's really sheer because I still want to keep like this color onto my lips. So I'm taking this Revlon lipstick. This is in the color 820 Pink Cognito, and this is a really nice sheer lipstick. It looks like that. It looks like this now. So it still has like that dark warm color to it, but it just lightened it up and made it a little bit more rosier. So this is the completed makeup look. I hope you guys all enjoyed this look. If you did, go ahead and give my video a big thumb when your camera cuts you off when you're trying to do the outro. Rude! So this is the completed makeup look. If you guys like this, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Go ahead and leave a comment below if you have any suggestions or just want to say hey girl. But everything that I use today will be listed down below. As well as like my social media links and all of that. So I hope you guys are